Hello, my name is Gaurav and this is Neat Designs. So today we are going to rebuild Apple's iPad Pro page, and also we are going to see how to add these animations when the page loads. So without any further ado, let's begin. So here in my editor I have already created HTML's basic template, and in that I have already linked Font Awesome's CDN. We need Font Awesome because we are going to create these play icons with it, and then I have linked my styles.css file, jQuery's library, and also the functions.js file as well. So let's start with creating this navigation menu in our markup. So in our markup, let's create a header tag. Inside that, let's create a UL and let's give it a class of menu, and we need 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 list items, and let's name them. So the first item don't have any text, it has a logo, so I am going to give it a class of logo, and I am going to type Apple in it, and later I am going to replace that text with that logo. Okay, so next one is a Mac, iPad, iPhone, watch, TV, music, support, and also the last two items don't have the text, they have their own icon, so I am going to give them a class. So the first one gets the class of search, and I am going to type search in it, and the last one will get the class of shop back, and let's type shop in that. Okay, let's save that and let's see what we have got. So our list items are showing up in our browser. So next let's create this section, this headline and this sub menu. So I'm going to create a section, and I'm going to give it a class of sub menu, and in that we need h2, and let's type that heading iPad Pro, and after that let's create another UL, and let's give it a menu class to this as well, because there are lots of similarities between this and this thing. So I'm going to give it a common class of menu, and that we need to create 4 list items, and let's name these. The first one is the overview, next one is the iOS, and tech, not tech, tech specs, and the last one is a button. So I am going to give it a class of by dash btn, and let's type that content by, and we also need a horizontal rule below that sub menu. So let's create that and let's save it. So let's move on to the this section now. So let's create another section, and in that section they have given a product description. So the product name, their tagline, and the videos, okay, if you want to see. So let's give it a class of pro for product, and desk for description, and in that let's create that content. So I'm going to create a h1 with a class of pro name, which stands for product name, and let's type iPad Pro in it. Okay, and then let's create a h2, and let's give it a class of tagline, and let's type that tagline. Anything you can do better. So anything you can do and let's create a line break there, and after that let's type that you can do better. Yes guys, we can do better. After that let's create a div with a class of video, and let's create two divs with a class of film, and another div with a class of ads. Okay, so film, not film, and the class with ads. Okay, and let's type that content. So watch the film and watch the TV ads. And also we need these icons, so let's go to fontawesomes.com, and let's find that icon. Let's go to icon, and let's search for the play button. So here are several play buttons. I think we need this one, so let's copy this thing from them and close that, and let's paste it in our markup. So a space and that I. Okay, so as you can see, those icons are added in our markup. So now let's create this hero image. So I'm going to create a section with a class of hero. So I think that all we need for the markup right now, and let's move into the styles now. So in my CSS file I have extracted these colors, color hex values, color RGBA colors that we need for creating this page, and also I have downloaded this hero image from their website, and also those Apple's logo, that search bar and shop back as well. Okay, so in our styles let's remove the default stuff that we don't need. So margin 0, padding 0, list style type none, and let's set the box sizing property to border box. Okay, so if we set the box sizing property to border box, and for example if we have given a width of 50 pixel to an element, and later we give padding of 10 pixel on each side, so the total width of that element becomes 70 pixel. But if we set the box sizing property to border box, then what the browser will do is it will remove the padding amount from that width and make the total width of 50 pixel, okay, including the padding. Okay, so now let's move on to the body, and let's change the body background to this F2, 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 and let's target that header element, and let's build this navigation menu first. So here what they have done is they have given a max width to this navigation menu as well as this section, and I think this section as well. So let's first create a grid of that max width, and let's use the flex box because here we also need the flex box. So now let's create a basic grid with the class of grid, and let's give it a max width, not min, max width of 1000 pixel, and let's display it as a flex, and let's set the justify content to space between, align items to center, and let's give it a margin of 0 and auto. So those who are going to have this class, they are going to be horizontally center. Okay, so now let's apply that class to some of the elements. So we need to give the class of grid to this unordered list, so let's do that. Also we need to give it to the sub menu as well, and also this menu, so let's do that, and also this product description section, and let's save it and see in the browser what we have got. Okay, so now all the elements have changed their width to max width to 1000 pixel, and that's good. That all we want from that grid class. Let's add a comment here, grid for page. So now let's target our header. Let's type here navigation menu, and let's target our header first. Okay, and first of all let's give it a background to this semi-transparent color, and color is white, Okay, color is white on those menu, so let's set that. Looking good. And let's set the font family of Roboto on our body element. It's a free font on Google Fonts. I will add the link to that font in my description, if you in case if you want to use it. And now let's target our list items. So for list items we need to set the font size to 14 pixel, font weight to 100 because the font weight is very thin. And let's change the cursor to pointer. And let's give them a fixed width of 50 pixel, and let's add a line height of 44 pixel, so we will get some space in the header. Let's save that. Okay, as you can see, the header is now looking good. So now let's create these icons. So we have given them a class of logo, search and shop dash bag. Okay, so let's target them. So logo, search and shop bag. So first of all we need to hide that text because we don't need it. So I have a trick here. So I'm going to use the text indent to 101%. So they have now gone. And let's set the overflow to hidden and white space to no wrap. Okay, so this is the trick I have learned from the great Bootstrap, and I have used it many times. And now let's give them their background images. So the logo will get the background image of URL image logo dot svg. Okay, and the search will get its own background. So the search dot svg, and the shop bag gets its own background as well. So what is the name of that? Okay, the shop dash bag dot svg. Why the search is not showing up? Oh, I have typed here, not search. Hope that solves the problem. Okay, so now they are repeating, so let's take out that repeat with background repeat, no repeat. And also let's set their background position to center. Okay, so the our navigation menu is looking good. Let's compare it with Apple. Okay, looks good. And let's add a hover state on these list items. So let's type header uh, list items hover. Okay, and let's change the opacity to 0.7. Okay, and we need the transition as well, so let's add that. All 300 ms is in out. Okay, so now let's move on to this section. So let's create a comment here, sub menu section, and let's target that section with a class of sub menu, and let's give it a padding first. So padding 10 pixel on the top, and let's try 10 pixel on the side and 0 on the bottom. Let's give it 15 pixel on each side, so this section will perfectly aligned with this logo. And let's set the color of it to 333. Okay, so now let's target the menu in the sub menu. So sub menu, and so now the menu in sub menu also has the class of grid, and in grid the margin has set to 0 auto. So let's reset that to 0. So now we should get these list items at right. Let's see what's the problem. So this is our section, displaying at a flex and justify content is space between. Oh, we have HR here, so that's why we are not getting these list items at right. So for HR, let's position it absolutely, so we can take that HR out from the normal document flow, so it will come out from the flex box as well. And let's set the position relative on this sub menu, which is a parent of HR, so we can align this HR according to our main parent. Okay, sub menu. Okay, so position absolute width, we want the 100% width, but we have given the padding of 15 pixel on each side. So let's use a calc function. So 100% minus, so we have 15 pixel on left and 15 pixel on the right, so that is a total of 30 pixel. And let's align it to 100% from the top, and let's remove the border, and let's set the height to 1 pixel, and let's give it a background of background of 333, and finally let's set the opacity to 0.2, because that HR is very light colored here, so I have given the opacity of 0.2. So now let's target these list items. So let's target them here. So sub dash menu allies. So for the font size, let's set the font size to 12 pixel, and they are taking the styles of these list items. So instead of typing here menu space li, we can target them header, the li is in the header. So these list items won't take the styles of these list items. Okay, so let's save that. Okay, so that's what we exactly need. So here they are slightly heavy in weight, so let's give them a font weight of 400, and let's give them a margin of 12 pixel on each side, and let's set the cursor pointer on them as well. And now let's target that buy button. So sub menu dot buy btn. So for that button, let's give it a background of its own, and let's give it a border of 1 pixel solid, hash 07c, which is a blue color as well, and let's give it a padding of 2 pixel on top and bottom and 10 pixel on each side. Let's set the color to white, and let's set the line height to 18 pixel, border radius to 4 pixel, and what else we need to change is let's change the font weight to 500. Okay, 500 looks good. And now let's target that h2 in submenu, submenu space h2. So for the h2, let's set the font size to 24 pixel, and let's set the font weight to 500. And now let's change these padding. So let's add a 15 pixel padding on top. We have 15 pixel on left and right, and let's add a 5 pixel padding on bottom, so we have some space in that submenu section. So now let's move on to building this product description section. So let's add a comment first here, product description. Okay, and so for product description, let's give it a fixed height of 300 pixels, and let's change the flex direction of it to column, so we can have them one by one, after one by one, not in a row. And let's change the justify content property. So right now the justify content property on this grid has been set to space between, so let's change that to center, so we will have everything in center. And let's center this text as well. Okay, and let's change the color to slightly lighter color than the black. Not here. Okay, and now let's target that product name with a class of pro name. So here you can see it has a very heavy font size. So let's set the font size to big and bold. Font size 65 pixel, but this font weight doesn't look bold, so let's make that 400, 500. Okay, 500 looks good. And let's now target that tagline. Let's give it a font size of 40 pixels and font weight of 400, and let's reduce the letter spacing on that product name. Let's set it to 0.5 pixel. Okay, so now let's target that video section and let's display it as a flex, and let's change the color of it to this blue color. Let's copy it from their website. Okay, so the hex code is 0070C9. So let's type that 0070C9. Okay, looks good. And now let's target them individually. So film and ads, and let's give them a margin of 15 pixel all around. Okay, and let's change the font size to 22 pixel. So now let's add this hover effect as well. So let's copy their name and let's add a hover state. So when someone's hover on them, we are going to change the text decoration to underline. Okay, as you can see, and let's change the cursor to pointer as well. Okay, so now let's move to our hero section. Let's style this hero section. So we have created a section with the class of hero. So now let's target that. So for hero, if you can see, it's a big image. So let's give it a height of 900 pixels. Background of that image. So image hero dot jpeg. Let's save that. So here we have got the image, but we need to style it perfectly. So let's change the background size. Background size to 128% of width and 110% of its height. Okay, so here you can see we have got the image, and now let's change the margin left to 50 negative 50%. So it will move to the left, and let's set the margin top to negative 5%. So it will move to the top. Okay, so we have built this page with HTML and CSS. but currently it don't have any animations like on their web page has. So let's build that. So first of all, what we need to do is, if you look carefully here, so please pay attention here. So what's happening is, so by default they have moved to bottom, and when the page loads they are going back to top. Okay, so first we need to move them bottom. So let's make here comment with the animation section, and in that let's select those all the elements. So the pro name is going to be animate, also the tag dash line, and also these videos and our hero image as well. Okay, so by default let's move them little bit to down. So let's use translate Y, and let's move them to down by, let's say, 60 pixels. I think videos are not selected. I think it's video. Okay, and as you can see, this hero image is covering our text, because we have given a margin top of -5%. So let's fix that with position relative, and let's set the z index to -1. So we will always see the text on top on that image. Okay, so now let's change the opacity to 0, and let's also add a transition. Let's give it a duration of 1 second, and ease in out as a timing function. So by default this is how it's going to look, but when the page loads we are going to add a class, and we are going to reveal those elements back. Okay, so let's add them a class of is reveal, and let's set that translate to 0 pixels and opacity to back to 1. Okay, and we need to add comment here as well. So hero section, and now let's move to the our functions. So first of all, let's set the document ready function. So let's type function with curly brackets. So to achieve this effect, we need to use the set timeout function. So when the certain period of time happens, we are going to add that class back to these elements. Okay, so let's use a set timeout function. And let's add the class on the hero image first. So let's select that, hero, and let's add class of is reveal. And let's check that. So as you can see, when the page loads, that image moves back to its original place. Okay, so for these elements, so if you look closely here, the first thing is get revealed is the product name, and after that the tagline is gets revealed, and after that the video section. Okay, so we need to use loop here, so it will add a reveal class on each of them after a certain period of time. Okay, so let's make a set, another set timeout function here, and inside that let's select that pro description class, and let's say all the direct children in the pro description class, and after that let's use the each function. So what each function is going to do is, whatever we are going to write in this function, it is going to iterate, it is going to repeat on each of them. Okay, so and it has its index counter as well. So first it is going to select this product name, after that it is going to do the things to tagline and then the video. Okay, so we need to set the another set timeout function. So let's set that, and inside that what we need to do is we need to select this thing. So we are selecting all the elements in pro description section, so the product name, the tagline and the video section. Okay, and now it's selecting all the those three elements. So now shorten that selection into 1. Okay, so we can type here a number 1, 2 or 3, but here I am not going to type a number, I am going to use the index counter. Okay, so let's type I here, and let's add class of is reveal. Okay, and let's set the timing on it to 100 into that index counter, and here let's set a timeout of 1000 milliseconds, and on this let's set a timeout of 1500 milliseconds. Okay, so now I will explain what I am doing here. Okay, so when the page loads, we are going to set a timeout function here, and in that we are selecting all those three elements, and we are using each method here, and in that each method again we are using the set timeout function, and in that set timeout function we are selecting those three elements again, but now we are shortening that selection into one. Okay, so the first one has the first element has the index counter of 1, so it will select the first element, the product name, and it is going to add the class of isReveal, and for that product name it is going to set the time of 100 into 1, which is 100 milliseconds, and then again it is going to run this function. So the next time it is going to select the second element in pro description section, and it is going to add the class of isReveal, and the next time the duration is going to be 200 milliseconds. Okay, so 100 into 2, and like that the third will gets class of isReveal, and it is going to set the time for it to 300 milliseconds. And for all these function we are setting the timeout of 1000 milliseconds, and for the hero section we are going to add the class over after the time of 1.5 seconds or 15 milliseconds. Okay, so let's save that and let's check in the browser. So as you can see we are getting these animations. So let's compare with the Apple's website. So this is what we have built, and this is the Apple's website. So let's refresh and let's see ours. Obviously there are going to be some differences in both the versions, but I think it's very similar to what we have built here. So that's it guys, we have built Apple's iPad Pro page with HTML, CSS and jQuery. So if you really enjoyed this video, please click that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe to my channel, and I will put all the essential links in the description below, so please check them out. And if you want to check the code, you can find it out on CodePen. So that's it guys, see you soon, bye. Yeah.